Thank you to that special lady who gave this to me. Hey guys, so as you can tell by the title, I am doing a foundation demo review application mini toot of the new Clarisonic foundation brush. I know I told you in my last video that the next video would be the tutorial on the look I was wearing in that video, and that's still coming, but I got this from a friend. She knows who she is, and I could not wait to film a review for you guys, so that's what I did, and that's what's going up first. And then the tutorial on the look I was wearing in my last video, which was my I'm back video, that should be coming up next. The footage looks like it's okay, so I'm hoping to try and get that up next for you. So if you guys want to see how I got this look and my thoughts and opinions on this foundation brush, just keep on watching and we'll get started. Okay, so here I have my Clarisonic Mia 2. I just have the pink one. I've had this for about 2 years now, and if you watch my skincare routine, you know that I am absolutely in love with this thing and everything that it does for my skin. So I kind of figured when my friend gave me the Clarisonic brush, I love the Clarisonic for cleaning my skin, how would it be for putting on my foundation? So I'm going to take off the head that is already on there, which is the one that I obviously use to clean my face. It just comes off like this. If you don't have a Clarisonic, it's really easy to interchange the brushes. So this is what it looks like without a brush. And then here is the brush from the Clarisonic. And it basically just goes on, right? The same way that a cleaner brush does. So you just clean it on that. It comes with a nifty little cap. The instructions say to wash the brush with soap and water every time you use it. So ideally with a makeup brush, you can go 2-3 times in between applying your foundation and then have to wash it. Whereas this one, it recommends that you wash it every time you use it. Probably because the inside, as you can see when I had no cap on there, I imagine foundation would probably get into here, and if you weren't to take this off and clean it, the foundation would build up and probably become really disgusting and then ruin your Clarisonic. So that's one thing that I'm kind of like, I don't like washing my brushes every day, but if this bad boy works, then maybe I'll have to start. It seems very soft. It's not rough. It's not harsh, whereas the one that you use to water everywhere again. The one that you use to clean your face is the bristles on it are very textured, very not harsh in any way, but you could just tell that they are going to scrub your face more than this one would. So I guess that's probably a good thing because you don't want to scrub your foundation and you just want to buff it in. So I guess I'll get started. Okay, so I already washed and moisturized, hydrated, and everything like that. So I'm just going to go through and use my 2 normal primers that I use in every single tutorial that I've ever done in my life. Now for my foundation, I did get, now that MAC is sold on Ulta, I decided I wanted to give the MAC Studio Fix foundation another go. I did have it a long time ago. This is from Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I didn't have the original, but this color is far, far, far too light for me, and it is in the shade NW13. I think it's like almost the lightest shade that they have. This was my color back in the day, and so when I ordered online, I decided to get NW25, which is just a little bit too dark for me. It'll probably be my summer shade. I think NW20 would have been a closer match. So I'm just going to make a little cocktail between the 2 of these, and then dot them all over my face before we start the brush application. Alright, so this is the cocktail that I came up with for today. Hopefully it matches. If it doesn't, I'll just run it down my neck like I usually do. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my foundation and dot it all over my face. That looks good, huh? Alright, now we're just going to go ahead and start buffing it in.
What if I go stronger? What if I get higher? What if I start doing things I know I will regret? I will make my own way. I will not surrender. I will do my best until I get put under. What if I go stronger? What if I go stronger? What if I go stronger? What if I go stronger?
Ooh, it tickles on my nose. Ooh, it really tickles on my nose.
I get put under. What if I go stronger? 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 What if I go
Okay, so I ran through 2 cycles of the Clarisonic running, which is 1 cycle is 1 minute, so that took me about 2 minutes to get this amount of coverage. But from the 2 cycles that I did and the amount of foundation that I put on, I am highly impressed with the way that it looks right now. I kind of expected it to be streaky considering the bristles on the brush are so long. It was kind of difficult to get up into my hairline, so I'm sure I have foundation in my hair. Also, like I said, it tickled a lot when I was doing my nose. And then also getting into the crevice right here in between my cheek and my nose. That was kind of difficult, but manageable, nothing too like out of the ordinary. And then also I ended up putting concealer there. I don't believe you can blend concealer out with this, so I would probably just end up blending that patch out with my concealer and my sponge anyways. But as far as how it applied the foundation, I am really impressed with the coverage that I got. I don't usually get this amount of coverage from this foundation on a first go like that. I don't know if it's because maybe my Real Techniques sponge is actually stealing more product than I thought it was. Ugh, rude. But I am incredibly impressed. And okay, so now I'm going to apply a few more dots on my cheeks so that I can cover up that extra redness that I can see, and then also run it down my neck a little because it does look a little different than my neck, and that's not cute. So I'm just going to go through and put a few dots just in this area. And then blend again. Okay, so that was a total of 3 minutes with the Clarisonic, and I'd say it's pretty full coverage. Normally, after putting my foundation on, I would generally have to go in and spot conceal, even after color correcting some of my acne. And with this application, I feel like I do not need to do that. I don't know what kind of magic that Clarisonic worked on my skin, but alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup. I will be using a sponge to blend out my concealer, so we'll be able to see how the sponge affects the coverage that I got from the Clarisonic. So that'll be interesting. We're just going to go ahead and use my new MAC Prolong Wear Concealer. And this is only my second time using this concealer. The first time I pumped out way too much. I used a whole pump, and I think I only need like half a pump for like my whole face. Because this stuff is coverific. I'm just going to go through with my little Real Techniques detailer brush and draw on my triangles under my eyes. A little bit on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose. And then right here on my jawline. And then I'm going to blend that out with my Real Techniques sponge. Now I'm just going to go ahead and use my DermaBlend powder to set under my eyes and my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder to set the rest of my face. And I do this because the DermaBlend powder is more finely milled, so I feel like it sits under my eyes a little better than the Laura Mercier does. I often get a little cake line right about here when I use the Laura Mercier, and I don't get that when I use the DermaBlend. So something about the DermaBlend just sits better underneath my eyes, but I do like the way the Laura Mercier sets the rest of my face. So in order to get that flawless finish, if you gotta use 2 powders, you gotta do what you gotta do. So using 2 powders is what I gotta do. And then I just go ahead with my big fluffy brush that I always use and set the rest of my face with my Laura Mercier. Right, and then for bronzer, I'm going to go ahead and use that trusty chocolate Soleil by TooFaced. Still can't get over this bronzer. It's still one of my favorites of all time. I'm going to contour using NYX Taupe as per usual. I'm not going to do anything crazy with my contour because I'm not going anywhere special today. Just to Lowe's, and you know they don't really care about a full face of makeup. Oh God, every time. I'm going to bake my contour using my Laura Mercier, or clean up my contour. I'm going to clean up my contour using the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I'm also going to bake my smile lines because those always crease. And then while those are baking, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows just a tad off camera, and I'll be right back to finish up the look. Okay, so now that I've got my big, bold, beautiful brows on, I'm going to go ahead and just finish up the rest of my look. It's going to be something super simple because I'm not going anywhere, like I said, special. I'm just going to lose. So, yeah. So, I'm going to dust off this bakage that is baked. And then I'm just going to throw a little bit of that bronzer into my crease for some definition. So now I'm going to go ahead and highlight my brow bone, inner corner, cheekbones, Cupid's bow with my Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kit. I am literally obsessed with this thing. Cannot put it down. I don't know why I didn't get it ages ago. But I'm going to go ahead and sweep in with Purple Horseshoe all over my face because I can. I don't know how this is going to look on my brow bone. We're going to find out. It's very glittery. I was not aware. I don't think I've used this color yet. It's very glittery. I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of blue ice, which I know is not glittery at all, and kind of balance out some of that glitter. I don't know that I am comfortable walking around with a glitter brow bone highlight. And then I'm going to put a mix of both of those into my inner corner as well. Then I'm going to go through with just blue ice on my cheekbone and my Cupid's bow. I think there's probably going to be too much glitter if I use purple horseshoe all over the place. So just blue ice on my cheekbone. And then for blush today, I'm just going to use the shade Party from Amazonian Clay Collection. This is one that I got from Sephora for my birthday, so I don't know if it's part of their actual collection, but it's Amazonian Clay blush in Party. There's no mirror in this. What am I doing? Now, they're real on my lashes. And then for my lips today, I'm going to go ahead and use my full size White Russian by Buxom lip gloss. You know me, this is my favorite lip gloss of all time. I think it's so pretty. It smells good. It tastes good. Although I know you're not supposed to eat your lip gloss. It gets in my mouth. And I don't mind the way it tastes. And then to keep it locked and loaded all day long, I'm just going to use my Mario Badescu water because it's sitting here. Lately, I've been using the Urban Decay Chill setting spray just because it was on sale and I bought it and I like it. It's very hydrating, cooling. But since this is sitting here, I know this does a good job too. So I'm just going to go ahead and spritz my face with that. AKA drench my face in that. So this is the finished look of the 10-minute tutorial. I decided to tack onto my review of the Clarisonic foundation brush. If you guys want to know how I feel about the foundation brush, I'm really actually very impressed with the way that it applied my foundation. It wasn't streaky. It doesn't look cakey. Generally, when I apply my foundation with a brush, doesn't matter how dense it is cakey or streaky. And it's probably just because of the way that I'm applying it using a brush. So I generally reach for a sponge when I'm doing anything on my face as far as foundation, concealer, anything like that. But I am really impressed with the way that this brush put the foundation onto my face. Everything else that I put on top of it went on flawlessly. The finish of this foundation with this application is magnificent. I did get full coverage. As always, you can always see part of my acne. I do have acne underneath this makeup, so it's not like that just disappears when I put makeup on it. So you can still see that I have acne, but I am thoroughly enjoying the coverage that I got out of this foundation today. So all in all, I give it a heads up, a thumbs up, a heads up, a thumbs up, a 10 out of 10. I was worried some of my acne is cystic acne and it is very painful on my face if the dog touches it or I touch it, and I was worried that it was going to hurt, but the brushes on the Clarisonic are very easy, very gentle. There was no pulling at my skin at all, which was really nice. Also, I have some scabs on my face from pimples that I have picked at that I was worried it was going to pull the scab off and then therefore put foundation into my skin, making the blemish worse, and the scabs stayed intact. Of course, when I was putting the foundation on, I wasn't pressing as hard as I would if I was using the cleaning head of the Clarisonic. I generally apply a little pressure when I'm taking off my makeup, but while putting on my makeup, I did it very gently, very smoothly, easy, didn't push onto my face. So the scab stayed there, which I'm happy with, and overall, I give this a thumbs up. If you were at all thinking about buying this brush and you do have active acne, I would say do not be scared of it, because I have active acne, lots of it, and I am 100% happy with the way that this turned out. So that completes this video. If you guys like this kind of video where I am reviewing a product that I think is good for people with acne or anybody else who wants to know about the product, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. I really appreciate it if you stuck around. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.